He was like 13, 12, 13.
By himself?
His uncle brought him over because my grandfather's family was very, very
He had
poor.
gone to prison.
My grandfather didn't go to prison. Forget that. He did not go.
Strike that.
Strike that.
Cut!
Cut. Cut. Anyway. Is this taking films or something?
No.
Cut.
Okay, there you go.
So,
Oh, Bob.
so anyway.
My grandfather led the donkey with the rope.
Okay.
My
When was
father
this?
held on to
When
the
was
tail
this?
of the donkey.
My father-in-law was 7 and he was born in 1904.
So 1911.
Okay, 1911. So go ahead.
And my grandmother had my Uncle Nicky in her belly and my Uncle Johnny in her arms. That
And,
was it.
no, Uncle Johnny was on top of the donkey. No? Well, anyway, your
No,
father,
he was in her arms.
his father was Pasquale. Was your father Pasquale?
Yeah.
Okay. And your grandfather was Francesco,
Francesco,
and your grandmother was Joanine.
who on the knee.
Joanine. And they came with the donkey to where?
Avelino.
Yeah, but where did they go when they left Avellino? Where did they go?
They came to America.
Yeah, but how did they go from Avellino to America?
They swam.
No, they didn't. How did they get from Avellino to the port?
Holding on to
Avellino's
the
in the
tail of the
mountains.
donkey.
Avellino's in the mountains. How did they get to the boat?
They came down the pathway.
Where is
And?
open, from airplane?
Well, how did they get to Naples?
On the donkey.
They walked all that way to Naples?
How far was
Yes.
that?
How far was that?
Long ways.
Weeks? Days?
Years and years.
Oh, tell the truth.
I don't know how
Tell
they
the
got
truth.
there.
Tell the truth to the camera.
So they
In the
walked?
camera.
So they walked, or?
I'm sticking in the camera. I gotta fix my shirt.
So they walked with the donkey. And then they sold the donkey when they got there to get on the boat?
Yes.
Okay.
Really? So wasn't that a far walk?
It was very far.
How long would it have taken, you know?
Days.
Well, they would have gone to Naples,
Naples.
Yeah.
to the port.
That's far.
It's a long way.
Well, he has a story. He has a story you won't believe it. His mother washed clothes in a wash tub out in the yard with a fire underneath it. My parents never did that.
What?
Washed out in the yard in a tub with a fire underneath it?
No, never.
Well, tell me what your mother did. Tell it where your father and mother lived in this little house the golf course man gave them.
Yeah.
Tell your
I
grandson.
don't remember it.
No, a cousin. I just wrote about that in a little thing I just wrote last week. Red was like James Cagney. Remember James Cagney? He was short and cute. This guy had red hair, and he was really cute. A little round face with a little nose, and he struck up and down the neighborhood.
He was a hitman.
And they would tell me that when I got older,
He was a
that he was
hitman.
a hitman for the mafia. And so, but I didn't know who he was. Many years later, like just maybe 15 years ago or so many years ago, someone says Red Fatika died. Well, that's my mother's maiden name. Red Fatika died. I thought, Red. I knew it was Red, but Fatika, that's my mother's. He was like a distant cousin. Came from the same place my mother came from. Yes, he was a hitman for the mafia. So they were in the neighborhood, and they were all around and lived in homes, what, down the street. We didn't know who they were. Okay, they were distinct on the way to downtown.
But the neighborhoods were separated.
So how was it when you went to her neighborhood?
Oh, I brought him there. He didn't
When
come.
I dated her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
He
was
didn't go
that
without me.
experience?
Oh, they welcomed me with open arms.
They loved him. They
And how
liked
did
him
your
a lot.
family feel about
They
it?
finally saw somebody that was big.
His mother wasn't too crazy about me.
No?
No. I was an ugly duckling as far as she was concerned. But anyway, I probably was. But anyway, his father was okay with me. But your mother wasn't too okay with me. But my family liked him. And my grandmother would say to him in half Italian, half English, Well, you know, she says this boy. She said, what's the matter? She says, is he born in a barn? She says, he comes in, no hello. He goes out, no goodbye. Was he born in a barn? Then we would be eating spaghettis on a Sunday, and his shirt would be like this, you know, and see all this? It's called pelouse.
I
Nobody
broke
cared.
all the barriers from there.
Italian was
Blue
Italian. And when I went to school, there was blonde, curly-haired girls.
Where
He didn't.
her people
You.
are from
My
our
sister and my
people.
mother were both
No, no,
blonde.
you.
Her people,
Oh, I
yes.
didn't have any blondes.
That's right.
I was going to John Carroll University.
Okay.
I had a couple of football sports programs.
Scholarships.
Played football, played track,
Okay.
Scholarships.
and golf. Well, I was delivering mail, and I received a mail from the
The
U.S.
U.S.
government.
government.
The letter was to report for duty.
Look what
Well,
you got
he
here.
misplaced the letter, so the postmaster gave me an opportunity to buy time. So I got my car. Yeah, he told me to enlist. So I did. I enlisted in the service.
Well, but did you go
And joined
call?
the Coast Guard.
Did you
Right.
call your friend first? Did you call your friend,
Who?
our best man?
Oh, Jacovetti.
Tell him, he wants to know. What'd you do? You dropped everything and
Well, Al
what'd you do?
Jacovetti was working on a construction job,
In
and I
downtown
encouraged him to join.
He ran down there as fast as he could. He
And
says,
he
hey
came-
Al,
Got in my car and we left for the service.
he says, you want to enlist? Al dropped his buckets and ran. He got in the car with him and they drove all the way to New York, Buffalo. Because in Cleveland it was already filled up. The Coast
Went to
Guard.
California for bait training.
So how
So,
did-
so your boss gave you the opportunity to enlist in the Coast Guard instead of having gone.
In the Army and march in the field.
Mm-hmm.
in Korea. But when you went across the country, you took a train from where to where? Cleveland?
From New York.
Oh, from New York? Oh my heavens, you went in a hurry.
Rochester, New York.
And then you went across the country to Chicago and then on, right?
Yeah.
What happened in the mountains?
We got stuck in the mountains. Snowstorm. So we were delayed like about 3 days in the mountains.
Jeez.
And what happened in the mountains when you were delayed?
Well, they bailed us out.
Were you freezing?
Yeah, we were very cold.
Was there any food? Was there water? Was there whatever?
We ate up all the water in the train.
You ate up all the water or all the food?
Well, it was cold.
The
It was
water and the
nice.
booze.
The booze. How about the food?
Well, we ate while we could.
There was nothing but bread and water.
Nothing but food and water.
Food and water.
And you were in the mountains for 3 days. Did you do anything heroic while you were in the train?
Heroic?
Heroic. You're the type that would do something heroic.
I won the camera.
You did what?
Shooting dice, I won a camera.
That's not heroic.
That's heroic.
What's so heroic about that? Didn't you do anything for anybody while they were stuck up in the mountains?
No.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, we sold popcorn in the barracks.
Were you supposed
I had a
to?
very tough commanding officer, not commanding officer, he was a barracks leader. And he was a Coast Guardsman. They were all Coast Guardsmen. We were based in the barracks that had belonged to waves during the Second World War.
He doesn't know what a wave is.
Oh, you don't know what a wave is?
No.
He doesn't know. How would he know what a wave is? Do you know what a wave is? You know what a wave is?
What is it?
The Women's Auxiliary Force
For the Navy.
for the Navy and Coast Guard. They were the war efforts Navy.
And?
And what? Well, that was it. I made arrangements. Oh, I did make arrangements for the transport to bring us back home. That's when I got married. Well, those were fun times.